Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the healers, and the light bringers of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you and you're watching this on my YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button below with the bell so you can get notifications for all the videos that I'm sharing here on this channel. This is my weekly reading for the collective. This is where we talk about the energy that's happening here for the collective, the energy that's impacting each and every one of us this week, and how we can make the most of this energy. This is an interesting energy. I feel like there's a lot of magic. I see a lot of magic in the cards that I've pulled for this week. Absolutely. And I see a lot of opportunity here in this week. And we're in this energy a bit already of noticing fears popping up for us, having our fear be in some ways put in our face, or opportunities to challenge our fears, these types of things. And I think that this is a really important week for us to, number one, recognize where we're afraid, recognize where we have fears that we would like to challenge, we would like to work through, and beginning to take steps to challenge those, beginning to take steps toward finding ourselves in control of our fear rather than the other way around. It's making me think about the kids and I and my family and I went away for the weekend, and one of my kids had a really big fear come up for him, to the point that it was impacting him so much that it was really interfering with the fun that he was having on the trip. And he wasn't ready to challenge that fear that night, because we talk about in my family, you know, in this family, we don't let fear be in charge of us. We are in charge of the fear, right? And so we make efforts to challenge those fears when we feel that we have the strength to do that. And he wasn't feeling the strength to do that night. But the next morning he woke up and he said to me, "Mom, today is a really important day for me." And what he meant was that he was ready to challenge that fear, and he did it. I was so proud of him. It was a really exciting moment for him. It was a really big fear for him, and he was able to challenge that. And he was tapping into this collective energy that we have, where this is such a great opportunity for us to pull at our strength, for us to connect with that inner strength, and to take these opportunities this week to challenge our fears. And these might just be little fears as well. I know, like, where we were away at an indoor water park, and one of the things that came up for me was just like, I forgot how scared I felt to just be on the rides. And I was able to challenge some of those fears and to push myself out of my comfort zone. And it's just a water slide, right? But it felt good. And I think like these little fears that we're challenging give us this opportunity to build confidence in ourselves. And if I can challenge that fear, then I can challenge other fears in my life. I can challenge bigger fears in my life. And so taking a look at what's showing up for you and where there are opportunities to talk back to the fear, to talk back to those thoughts that you're having that are very based in fear, and to challenge that, and to challenge yourself to look at things from different perspectives, and being open to make attempts to break habits that you know aren't serving you, but you continue to participate in some way, shape, or form because you're afraid, or to even challenge that fear of being hopeful. That was something, when I connected with what I needed to talk about today, that was something that I connected with, is this idea of that we can be afraid to be hopeful. We can be afraid to be optimistic. We can be afraid to expect the best possible outcome. And I think that we do that to protect ourselves, but what are we manifesting for ourselves? What are we creating for ourselves if we're afraid to trust that amazing things can happen for ourselves? And can we instead trust in our higher power to deliver miracles into our life, to deliver amazing things into our life, to make incredible things happen, to deliver positive outcomes? And can we start to lean into that a little bit more, and to work on releasing those thoughts that tell us that it's not okay to be hopeful, or it's not okay to be optimistic, or it's not okay to open our hearts, or it's not okay to make the changes that we know that we need to be making. So I think that there's opportunities this week. I'm actually shocked in the cards that I didn't pull the strength card, because I really feel like that is like the anchoring energy this week, is that there's a strength that we can pull from to break some habits, to break some fears, to challenge ourselves in ways that we haven't in a long time. And I really feel like by doing that, there's this energy of setting ourselves free. There's a breaking of the chains. There are opportunities to release ourselves from the things that have kept us stuck and have prevented us from moving forward. Even just thinking about the ways that you're not making the changes that you feel called to make in your life because you feel afraid. Maybe because you're afraid of the outcome. Maybe because you're afraid of the unknown. Maybe because what you feel like you need to make a change from feels comfortable for you. Maybe that fear is that fear of leaving your comfort zone. And I think that it's so important right now that we're leaving our comfort zones, that we're challenging ourselves, that we're taking ourselves to that next level. So let the energy this week influence that and lead you into that, because we are preparing for this big, as we end this year, shift into a new chapter, and that's more going to be happening around Christmas time. But this is the preparation for that. This is getting us ready for stepping into a new chapter, and it's going to be really powerful, but it's going to be what we make it, right? And if we continue to do things the same way that we've been doing them, even if we know that that's not working for us, we're going to get the same results, and it's not going to be a new chapter. So how can we challenge ourselves? How can we push ourselves out of that comfort zone? How can we challenge those fears and understand that we don't have to continue to allow that fear to control us? In fact, you know, a lot of you guys know that my background is in mental health counseling. I'm actually a mental health counselor, and one of the treatments, the primary treatment that we used to do in counseling for anxiety and fear was what they call exposure therapy, where you would be exposed step by step, little bits at a time, to the very thing that you were afraid of. Because what happens in the brain is that when we are exposed to the things that we feel afraid of, the brain gets used to it. The brain gets challenged. The brain starts to understand, oh, so this isn't something that I need to be afraid of. That's what I did with public speaking. I had a terrible fear of public speaking for most of my life. And so I slowly worked my way up to that. And I'm actually, I'm really excited. I'm traveling out to Buffalo this weekend to speak in an event. And I found myself this week not feeling afraid, not feeling sick to my stomach or worried about the way that that's going to go. And instead feeling really, really excited about that. But that's something that I've had to work through and have had to push myself through exposing myself to the very thing that I was afraid of. And that's public speaking. So allowing ourselves to challenge ourselves and to move that is going to be really, really helpful this week. And I think that we're going to have opportunities to do that. So if you have something coming up for you that's sparking that fear in you, that is triggering you, use it as an opportunity to challenge it in some way. What do I need to do about this fear that I am experiencing right now so that it stops being in charge of me, so that I stop allowing it to be in control of me? So watch for those opportunities. I also still feel like we're in this energy a bit of where there is a physical detox that's happening. So if you're not feeling physically fantastic, know that that is simply of course, if you're not feeling physically fantastic and your intuition is leading you to get that checked out, of course, get that checked out. But know also that, if you're feeling a little bit off and some things are happening, that there is this whole physical detox that's continuing to happen to prepare our bodies to hold more light and to prepare us for this next chapter that we're working toward. Let's take a look at the cards because I love these cards this week. I think if we can challenge ourselves and step out of that comfort zone, there's so many gifts that are on the other side of that. So the first one is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the universe. This might be new money coming into our experience. This might be a new opportunity. This might be changes in our home or a new home, a new, a shift in a place that we spend a lot of time in, but something coming in that is offering us a beautiful new opportunity. Again, I think if we don't challenge ourselves, if we don't push ourselves, I don't know that this gift is going to be accessible to all of us, but I do feel like there's going to be a reward on the other side of challenging ourselves, right? And by the way, I do feel called to say my throat is freaking out right now. So part of what you might be afraid of is to speak your truth or to express something or to say that thing you've been wanting to say for a long time, but you've been afraid to say it. And of course, say it with love, or maybe it is, letting someone know your feelings for them or something like that. But say it and let it be said and trust in whatever the outcome that comes with that is, understanding that it was something that needed to be expressed. The next card that we have here is the Star card. Healing. There's a lot of healing that's happening here in this week, but I also feel like with the Star card, to me, sometimes this is wishes coming true, right? But this is a wish that's come true on the other side of taking the time, the effort, and the energy to heal ourselves. And I know so many people that I'm working with and so many people that I know have been very actively involved in their healing journey, in their healing process, in really taking great care of themselves. And I really feel like, especially with these people, there's going to be these beautiful opportunities coming in this week and these beautiful, this beautiful wish fulfillment or indications that we're moving in the direction of that wish being fulfilled. And speaking of that, here is the Chariot card, right? Things moving forward, us being willing to put our faith and our trust in our higher power and going for it, whatever that is for you. This is very much an energy of going for it, moving forward with something, trusting that your soul is calling for it for a reason and it's time to go for it, but also allowing God to take the reins, your higher power to take the reins, to lead this process, and trusting that where you're being led is exactly where you're supposed to go, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you're not sure why you're being led in that direction. Your intuition knows the way always. 3 of Swords in reverse. Healing, more healing. More healing. There's so much healing that's happening. And I think that there's going to be some things this week that click into place that allow us to heal. And again, if we don't choose it, that's not going to happen for us. But I think that if we watch for opportunities to heal, and by the way, I feel like that's triggers this week especially. So watch for your triggers, right? And instead of getting pissed off or upset or letting that ruin your day, your week, your life, use it for what it's meant for. It's stirred up for a reason. It's giving you an opportunity to take a look at it, to see it from different perspectives, to explore it and to heal it. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for that. And I also think that there are opportunities for miraculous healing and emotional healing, physical healing, spiritual healing, all of the above. 8 of Wands. Opportunities coming our way. Lots of opportunities coming our way. Energy moving forward. This is a very forward moving energy this week. This is a week where things are going to be happening for us. And some things that are coming our way might not look like an opportunity at first. It might look like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening again. Or, oh my God, like I'm so pissed off because this thing triggered me. Okay. But that can be an opportunity too. And I think that that's important that we keep that in mind this week. Now, in my Find Your Magic Oracle deck, I pulled the Nope card in reverse. And I also pulled the Death card in reverse. What this is saying to me is that there was some kind of an opportunity that at some point in our life, we either didn't go after to begin with, or we turned down, or we ignored, or we simply did not take action on it. Maybe it was just an intuitive prompt that was coming in that we did not take action on, or a change that we failed to make that we did not take action on because we doubted ourselves. I think I just saw an orb in the video. I don't know if you guys could see that, but anyway, I'm sorry. It's something that we doubted ourselves on, or fear prevented us from moving forward. And I think that there may be either opportunities for that again, or another version of that opportunity again, or we're taking another look at an opportunity and potentially considering moving forward with something. Okay, there's a revisiting of something, and it might even be just something that we've always wanted to do, but we haven't had the guts to do it. And now we're revisiting that. Now we're thinking about moving forward with that, or maybe even potentially taking action on that. And again, this is very connected to something that fear has held us back from in the past. So that's going to look different for each and every one of you. But I think if you watch this week, you'll see what I'm talking about with this energy. So those are your messages here for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys are watching on my YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on my Facebook and you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you swing on by there and get yourself subscribed to that as well. If these messages resonate with you, make sure you hit that like button. I always love to hear from you in comments. I appreciate the shares, the tags, however you feel called to get these messages out there. It always helps for these messages to reach the people that it needs to reach. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.